All right, I'm doing a little bit of pre-work before we get the engine out. And what I want to do is I want to take the bumper liner off here, and then I want to take the actual bumper brace off as well. That's going to give me the necessary clearance to get the engine out from underneath. So in order to get the car up to the necessary height to at least crawl underneath, I have to use these SUV stands. I actually purchased them separately from QuickJack, and this will give me the necessary height. But I want to get it a little bit higher so that when I'm underneath the car, I'm not chest to chest with the underside of the crankcase. So this is the starting height that we're talking about here. And I'm going to measure it from the bottom of the bumper rather than with the bumper liner and bumper off. And what you're looking at here is about 22 inches. And in order to get the engine out without much issue, I need 24 inches. And any more height, the better, because you can see when I'm lying down here, and you got the body height as well with my big noggin, there's not a whole lot of clearance between here and here, which is why I need a freaking 2-post lift, but that's a different conversation. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I'm gonna put my Pro lifts on some jack points underneath the car after I get the car lifted with my quick jacks, and then I'm gonna lower the car onto the jack stands so that I can quickly slip in the hockey puck that I purchased that connects to the car. And then if I have enough height, I wanna add this much height as well. So you're looking at this right here is about 4 inches, and this is about 1.5 inches. So that would give me 25 to almost 26 inches almost 6 inches of, I'm not good at math, almost 6 inches of extra height, which I think would make life a whole lot easier. But the problem is quick jacks don't really like to be lowered without weight on top of it. But I don't need to lower the quick jacks all the way to the ground just to jack them back up. I can lower them just enough to give me the space I need to slip in the extender and possibly the hockey puck. So here it goes. Now, when you're lifting a car that's in this position, you obviously have to switch your quick jacks around as well. Yep. Good rule of thumb is to continue pressing the down button on your controller for about 5 to 10 seconds after you've lowered it. That way it reduces the pressure within the pump. I've found that the quick jack connectors, the quick connects on the quick jack, are very difficult to put back on if there's too much pressure in the pump. Okay, so now I want to get some jack stands in place here and see if my trick's gonna work. Pretty sure it will. That'll hold the weight of the car, no problem. Right here. And right there. All right, so as you can see, I've pulled the quick jack out from underneath, but this is the height that I'm looking for on top of the hockey puck you see right there. So I gotta lower this thing probably a good 4 to 5 inches, and like I said, this thing is not cooperating, so a little bit of cooperation and some body weight will get this thing lowered. Just about. I am about 1/2 inch away. And there we go. So I got a little extra to spare here. I'm gonna do the other side. And you'll notice that I have them a little bit further back because the scissor lift comes up this way, so I'll have to do some more alignment, obviously, but for now, that's where it's gonna go. All right, second one's good to go. Again, we're looking for 24 inches minimum. And with the bumper on, folks, it is 26. So I gained 4 inches. That's exactly what I needed. Now let's do a bump test and make sure that this car is stable, because I'm not getting under there if it's not. Okay. Bump test back or sideways. Bump test forward. Nice. Let's check it over here. Looks good. All right, we're settled in. They're all different sizes. Yeah, T20s, Phillips. Jeez. Yeah, whoever did this repair job, you're fired. Ooh. Son of a... So I've got the front bumper cover off, but take a look at what I found when I did. As I've mentioned in previous videos, this car was indeed in a fender bender, but it looks like the body shop didn't even bother to repair the front bumper here. In fact, you can see how much that's bashed in on that side. So they were hit here, or they hit something right there, and it smashed this whole thing in. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these out. Yeah, you know, I'd say this bumper brace needs to be replaced. I'm more concerned about these mounts here and the frame rail that it's attached to. You can see that this one here is a little bit out of whack. So that may explain this one. See, that one's 90 degrees. So either there's a twist in the frame, or this thing is bent. So I'm gonna take that off and take a look. Yeah, that's the brace mount, the bumper mount. All right, so this is the damaged side, and you can see where the impact happened right there, and it bent that in. And you can see that the top bolt is a little bit out of skew. In fact, I can feel that this kind of caved in a little bit compared to this side, which I believe it shows up pretty good in the camera, that this is pretty flush, you know, aside from this dumb gasket. Pretty flush there, no damage. A little damage. Nothing that can't be resolved, I just have to figure out how. Okay, I've taken the braces off and put them on my workbench here, and I wanted to take a look at the difference. So the one you're looking at here is the one on the damaged side. So let me put it this way so it's in orientation to the car. So this is the passenger side, not the side that was banged up. You can see that's pretty straight. No issues here. But if you look at this, you can see that the bracket itself is bent. And not only that, the brace itself appears to be tilting a little bit compared to that one. See, this one looks like it's tilting outward. So I wouldn't be surprised if both of them are damaged. And depending on the cost, I may replace both. I want to go ahead and get the air cowls off so I can inspect the radiators. These air cowls are wide open in the front of the bumper, and it's been known to get clogged up with debris and stuff. But you can see that this air cowl is broken from the accident. This over here is not bad, so got a few more parts I'm gonna need to replace. So far, nothing that I'm gonna freak out about. Yeah, I gotta tell you, this small tool has really come in handy more times than not. I recommended this tool to someone else to do their counter hold when working their suspension, and it didn't help them. Mine didn't break, but I'm telling you, for small, tight crevices, this tool's really invaluable. There we go. Yeah, nobody liked that in their radiator. It was all on the bottom, so the radiators themselves were not clogged up, but this thing can use a good cleaning. But overall, they look like they were in pretty good shape. Some overspray from the bozos that did the body work on this car, but other than that, nothing scary yet. No issues with this one either. In fact, I'd say they're in pretty good shape. So I'm gonna move on to the rear now and get the rear bumper liner off in preparation for the engine removal. We got a few Phillips fasteners here to take off, and then I'll go underneath and remove all the fasteners from there, and this thing should come right off. This rear bumper was put back together with a mix of 8 or 7 millimeter bolt fasteners and T30 fasteners. Last one, right here. There we go. Except dirt. Okay. Okay, so now looks like I'm gonna have to take the tires off after all. No big deal. Now that the tires are off, I can get to that screw right there. And I think that'll be it. I should be able to get the bumper liner off at that point. Right. There. You want to know a little secret? You can open the engine compartment as well as the trunk with this right here. In the front, there's the same little loop that pulls. So if you ever lose power, that's how you do it. Now, the idea is to stick it somewhere where you can get to it when the power is cut. Otherwise, you'll have to jump it from the fuse box to get power to the system to pop the trunk. But anyway, yeah, pretty cool. Wow, that's one crunchy bolt. All right, I got a couple more to do here. This heat shield here goes with the bumper. So there's a couple of T30s, I believe, or T20s on each side, and that whole heat shield and bumper should come off. There we go. All right, I'm gonna take these heat shields off the mufflers here.
It's time for Yogi's tech tip.
It's time for a Yogi's tech tip. Unlike anything else you do when you're taking apart a car or an engine, is to bag everything that you cannot reattach. So you can see here, probably going to change the color of my marker, but I've got the rear bumper and liner, And then the front bumper and liner in separate bags to keep them organized. And then anything that I can reattach to the car, I'm doing that so I have less to worry about when the time comes to put this thing back together. That's a Yogi's Tech Tip for free.
Found another black widow spider nest that looks like it died before it was able to hatch these eggs, but still there. Gross.
All right, now it's time to drain the fluids on this car. Getting close. I'm gonna do the oil, and then I'll come back around and do the coolant wherever I'm supposed to drain that. I think it might be that one. I'm hoping it's that one because that one looks really rusted. And then I gotta take care of the coolant hoses next, and a lot of these are probably gonna be replaced. I've got my oil catch can really high up so it doesn't splash everywhere, but it's probably still gonna splash everywhere. This is an 8 millimeter, folks. All right, here we go. Holy moly. Okay, let's go. Oh, ouch. I torqued that myself, so I don't know why it's so tight, but look, again, good reason to have protective gloves on when you're doing this stuff. I mean, a trick with this is to not just let it come pouring out. Do it nice and slow. No reason to rush. So I already hit a pretty big snag here during the engine takeout process. But this here is the drain plug for the coolant. I mean, that's not to say that I can't just pop one of these hoses off and get the coolant out. But this is the official way of doing it, and it is rounded out underneath there. I've hammered in the hex head socket, but it's just spinning, and you can tell that that thing is, I wouldn't say it's fused in there, but it's going to take some finesse or finagling to get it out, which I think is going to be pointless if I can just drop or get the coolant out through these hoses here. So I'll give it a good old college try, and then I'll move on to just draining it from the hose. All right. So I want to get it to fully seat in there. I think it's in. Okay, I'm trying my rocket socket, and you can see that it immediately fell off. There's just not enough meat here to bite onto anything. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do here. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna try to bite into it with my easy out. I don't think I need to drill in any further. I feel good about the bite that I'm getting right there. So I'm gonna try to do it and see if I can just take that out. All right, so I ended up going with the larger size. Let me see. Oof, yeah, that's gonna bite, but I'm gonna have to use 2 hands to do this. All right, I'm having a heck of a time getting that out. It is really fused. My DeWalt drill, it's an 20 volt max, is just not able to bust that loose, even with the easy out. I see. See? Oh, there it goes. Oh, dang, I'm glad I got that on camera. All right, let's drain the coolant. No big deal. Same thing here when you're draining coolant. Nice and slow. As slow as you can get. And I got it all over my DeWalt. Hey, it's green. I think I knew that. I'm gonna go pull the bleeder valve on top. All right, this here is the bleeder valve. You flip that into the up position, and you can hear, here it comes. Oh, look at that gusher. Now it's just loosening the expansion tank. Coolant looks good, nice and green. That is a lot of coolant. And I still gotta drain it from the front. All right, we're gonna loosen these hoses up now. There's one hose clamp and one screw style clamp. Yes, these hoses have probably been on here a very, very long time. So don't even try to get them off without using some type of pick or something to get between the hose and the flange itself. And just kind of run your pick around the mount point until you can break the hose free. And then it should just come off. Yep, almost there. Look at it, about almost 3 gallons now of coolant. I'll have to keep that in mind when I'm ready to refill this thing. I'm not a big fan of these. I like the spring style clamps. Same thing. All right. There we go. Ew, I just got that in oil. Great. Okay. I'll just hold it here. I got nothing else better to do. Finally. I only got a gallon of it on me, so that's good. All right, I got 2 more hoses to take off here in the front. One here, one on the other side to drain the rest of the coolant. Let's hope I have enough room. Look at that. This is a 5-gallon bucket, and I've already filled it up to almost 3.5 gallons. So we'll see if I have the room to get the rest. I don't think there's a whole lot more in here, but I didn't think there was 4 gallons in here either, so let's see. Okay. Oh, I just took a bath in it. Oh, all over my legs, my shorts, sitting in it. Lucky. There we go. This one was way easier. And I'm wet again. Ooh, that's a good temperature to take an engine out of a car. Hi, and welcome back to Yogi's Garage. I'm Yogi. I got a special guest here with me, Marshall from Garage Time TV. He heard the call, and he knows that I need some help getting this engine out, so he came to help me out. And so Marshall, what's going on at your channel there?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me again. I'm glad to be back. I've been here before, but I'm really glad to be back to be able to help you with this project. You know, like you said, I saw the signal, so I'm here.
Right on.
Yeah, so we finished our 850 series project. It was the blue car that I had been working on. That kind of jump-started the channel. And then now we're working on a 1982 Fiat 124. So it's still in the Fiat family. Just a little bit more of a popular car that people can kind of recognize.
Excellent.
So we're working on that. We're just getting done and wrapped up with the suspension on there, and so we're going to start moving on to our engine portion. So you very well may be seeing a visit back to my garage.
I would certainly love to help you. I got a ton of tools that I can even...
Oh, even better, make my job easier.
That's right.
So yeah, that's what's going on back at Garage Time, and we're having a good time and
Well,
getting,
great,
turning
man.
wrenches.
I'm really happy that you're here. I wanted to give you something.
Oh, you're so kind. You're
Yeah,
so
so I have it in here. I got you...
what a place to hide a present.
Yeah, I got you a Yogi's Garage.
Official.
Shop floor. Official.
It's funny you say this because I thought of the same thing, and I got you a
What?
shirt.
No way.
A Garage Time TV t-shirt. So we happen to think the same way.
Absolutely. Well, let's swap.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Here you go. Awesome.
Dang, these look
Hey, these
good.
look really, really good,
Yeah,
man.
fits
Thank
well.
you.
Yeah, thanks.
Now I can get your shirt dirty instead of getting my shirt dirty. And
Hey,
you
I
can
mean,
get my
that's
shirt
right.
dirty.
I can get yours dirty instead of mine. So that works really good. Yeah, these are great. Thanks.
Yeah, so we got a lot to do today. We got to take this engine apart, and I put together some steps here. And I didn't actually create these steps, but a friend of mine from YouTube as well, named Finn, from A Man in the Garage, he got me inspired to do an engine takeout. So I kind of followed his videos and took all of his lessons learned, and I put it together in a 46-step procedure to get this engine out. So
Only 46.
yeah, and I think I got about 6 or 7 of them done yesterday. I drained the fluid and things like that. You saw that in the intro video. So now we're just gonna start disconnecting stuff and hopefully have an engine out here in a few hours. So here we go.
Let's knock it out.
All right, on.
We need a breaker bar for that one.
Check your setting on that. Is it on? No, it's on 2. That's why. Switch it to 3. That button.
Got it. The we mean business mode?
Yep. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I just keep it on medium like that so I
You
don't
don't wanna
strip anything
destroy
out.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. You want any safety glasses?
Yeah.
Taking the stabilizer bar off. All that wheel alignment for nada. Okay. Here's your side.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
Counter hold.
Which ones are these?
The sway bar. One attached to the shock.
Oh, trade you. This one here?
Yep. No. The one, the swing arm underneath.
Oh, this?
Yeah. So counter hold it with this, the 17. Nope, on the other side.
There's nothing on the other side.
There is between the boot and the threads.
Oh, you're hiding from me. I see. All right. Sneaky, sneaky.
I'm gonna hold it. What?
All right, that's better.
Okay, should come right off now. Got it. On your side, there's a grounding strap.
Oh, I see it.
You see it? What size you need?
13.
Do you love that thing?
Oh, it's amazing. Done.
Here we
A little rust on there.
Yep. Wire wheel time.
Look at all that.
See it?
Yep. Some anti-seize will do some justice.
Okay, watch your face. You're not wearing safety glasses.
I'm all
So.
the way up the back here.
Okay.
Oh, still got a clip for these ones. Okay.
Oof.
All that sand.
Yeah, that is
Look
dirty.
at all that.
Wow.
All that.
Yeah, that's beach sand.
Yep.
Crazy.
I'll start putting my bolts back in it.
Well, technology failed me here, so I'm going to narrate during certain parts of the video where there's no audio. What we're looking at here is the brake booster, and if you're not familiar with what a brake booster does, it's a device that increases the force applied from the brake pedal to the master cylinder. The most common brake booster is a vacuum brake booster, and that's what the Porsche has. All modern cars have power-assisted braking, and this separates the difference between a power-assisted braking system and a manual one. Secondary air injection was introduced around 1966, and what it basically does is inject fresh air to assist with a second combustion of exhaust gases. Basically, it helps save the planet. Later, we'll be removing that smog pump you see there, and that smog pump's purpose is to force the secondary air into the intake manifolds to burn off the exhaust gases. This is Coolant Overflow expansion tank. You got one of these?
No, because my cars don't have those.
Oh, you don't have these?
Quote, modern is better, as you need a specialty pliers to pull off the clamp.
More stuff to buy, man. What's the problem?
Yeah, that's...
That's not good.
Oh, yeah.
The coolant was clear, nice and
that's
green.
okay.
Yeah, so that's
All right.
probably just age.
Leftover. Yeah.
Yeah. That reservoir could probably be cleaned out.
Yeah. A little bit
Okay.
of vinegar can't fix.
Nothing vinegar can't fix.
That's right.
Like I didn't know that was gonna happen. Come on.
Old brittle plastic breaking. Who would have known?
Here's another one right here.
Ready for it? Slingshot engaged.
There. Okay. That one didn't come off. And
Hey, what do you know?
ta-da!
It works.
Okay, same thing here. And the question is how do you get it off without breaking those tabs? You just gotta kind of, bend them out a little bit like that without breaking them. There. And then, there you go.
See, it's not so hard.
Yeah. Destructive
totally.
Michael.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, so there's one set here, and then there's another set right here on this side.
Oh, yeah, they're hiding from me. Yeah, there they are.
You know, I'm wondering if I should mark these.
Like which one's which?
Yeah, let me see if there's any identifiable marks on it or something. They look like they're different colors. Oh, they're different colors. Yeah,
There's
gray and
black
black.
and gray.
Okay, so I won't
Yeah.
get confused.
Yeah, one's
Even
black
more.
and one's gray.
See all the dust fly off these things. There. All right. Check. Yeah, so I don't need to drain the power steering fluid because there's none in there. The car was driving just fine, but if I look down there, if you look down there, you can see it's pretty seepy there, wet. I'm thinking there's probably an O-ring that's bad and it leaked the power steering fluid out, and that's what all of this is down here.
Yeah, you can see it all.
Yeah.
All down here.
Yeah, so, okay.
Well,
I need to
knock
start
that
writing-
off the list.
Oh, that was easy.
This one right here.
Can your hands fit in there?
No, I got big old Sasquatch hands.
Well, let me try. I don't
right.
think I can get my hand in there, but I'll try.
Well, you probably better
I
shot than I
have
do.
much smaller hands, but yeah. So we can take this off, this neck here, I think from both sides, here, and that'll take this whole center crossover intake,
And then we have some room.
and then we'll have tons of room. Hey, you already have it.
Smooth.
Yeah, this thing's However, if you just
There you go.
pivot it up, I wouldn't need this. See, like that was a quarter turn. I think that's, yeah, okay, it is moving. There it goes. Is it only a, this feels like it's like attached. Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Don't you go anywhere. Here we go. Yeah. Okay,
Now is it just kind of a press fit?
I think so.
I will give it a shot.
Just pull it straight
Yeah,
out.
like you said, it's just a press fit.
Yeah.
So your O-ring, I don't see any damage on the O-ring.
Yeah, I
it to
don't either.
leak.
Those O-rings look good. There's two
For all
of
we
them.
know, it could be way more plump than this because look how flush it is on there.
Yeah. They
'Cause
don't
it
look
could be thicker.
flat, but they don't.
Yeah, they're not super great either.
So, yeah. It definitely looks like it could be leaking. Yeah, I mean, at least there's power steering fluid
Yeah, in there.
In there.
That's why you're feeling it.
All right, B Junction Box.
Nice ground strap.
Remove the B Junction Box. Yeah, so 10 millimeter, take it off.
Okay, so it does have to come off.
Yeah.
Good thing it's the same one that holds the power steering column. So I just re-put that nut back on there, and it looks like it just slides up out of the little groove that it sits in.
Take it off.
We can always can. I just don't want to break the plastic.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't be a me.
I've learned from your videos not to do that.
Don't break plastic.
That's right.
Plastic is your friend. Take the serpentine belt off. I think that's how you do it. Let me try
Okay,
it.
you remove the tensioner off?
Yeah,
Tension
like
off
that.
the belt, and you can start to just unwind it. There you go, from one location, and the rest should be able to follow.
There.
Because since we're... There you go, you can release it.
All right.
And that's a 24, right? 24
Yeah,
mil?
24 on that one.
And this one here.
And then There we go. I don't think I'm going to use this belt again, but I'm going to mark it just in case. It doesn't look bad, but if I can't afford a new belt, then I shouldn't be working on a Porsche.
That's a very good point.
Come on, buddy, get out of there.
Yeah, with my cars, everything runs on the belt. So if you ever take it off, you might as well just replace it while you're there. But you know all about that.
I do.
While you're already in there.
While you're in there.
You know all about why you're already in there. What
You're out of here, buddy.
There you go. What I always do to avoid temptation is I cut it. That way I don't use it. I'll just snip it, and I'll know I can't use it again as a discipline. I'm really bad about that.
I really want to take this oil fill tube out, but it feels like it's in good condition, so I'm not going to try to break it, because I would try to break
Remember, plastic is our friend.
it. Right. All right, we're doing the power steering clip here, right here in the back.
Way up
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So there's like a release
Right
here.
There's a little release spring, and then it should just come right down.
Just like that.
Yeah.
You push up on the tab. You start to work it down on both sides. And it should drop open just like that. And the whole thing will pull away.
Okay,
And now you've got it separated.
good deal. And then we'll disconnect them later on. All right, so while you're in there, we're gonna skip ahead and see those two huge round connectors.
These here.
Yeah, twist them off.
This is
If
why.
anyone's gonna break it, it'll be me.
This is why we've got.
Yeah, it's still going.
Is
There
it?
it goes, yeah.
Yeah. See, I told you my big old gorilla hands.
There we go, we got it. There's that one. There it comes. And there.
All right.
Beautiful. This little fuel tank valve is probably the #1 reason most cars get a check engine light. Fuel tank vents are, by design, supposed to help vent air out while you're putting gas in. And as gasoline expands and contracts due to temperatures, the gases have a place to go. This brake booster vacuum line has a two-part assembly here. There's a gray clip here that I'll push out, and then you have to push the collar down in order to pull the vacuum line out. After that, it's pretty simple. These types of fittings are very similar to John Guest fittings, which are used in reverse osmosis, ice maker, and water dispensing systems in your house. This temperature probe is probably going to be one of the simplest things you remove on this car, and it sits between the first two intake runners on the right-hand side. Removing the AC compressor was a slight pain in the butt. There are 3 13mm bolts, 2 of which are in the front, and you can see I had to use my ratcheting spanner to get to one of the 2 bolts, but the third bolt is in the back of the AC compressor, and I ended up having to use my endoscope to get a good orientation of where I was, and then I had to use a short socket to get that third bolt out. One of the things you notice here is the bolt cannot be removed with the coolant Freon pipes in place, and it caused a bit of a challenge trying to get the AC compressor out. I had to lift the bolt up a bit so that it wasn't sitting in the threaded tap, and then I could lift and wiggle it out. As mentioned earlier, this wiggly little component here is the smog pump, and it appears that one of the mount points has broken off. What Marshall's recommending here is that I use a self-tapping screw, basically has threads on both sides, and I can screw back in that rubber bushing and it'll be good as new. This little step bites me in the butt later on during the engine takeout, but there's only one main fuel line coming in, and it feeds to the fuel rail on the left-hand side, and for the life of me, I can't figure out where it is at this point. As we lower the engine, it becomes readily apparent. This is the last of the coolant lines connected to the engine block, or at least I thought at this point. Door trim tool, mechanic's pick to get this hose off for the win. After the engine is dropped, I'll be reinstalling a lot of these reinforcement braces in order to ensure the car maintains its structural integrity during its downtime. While I was under the car looking at the shift cables, I found one that was wrapped with zip ties, and I was immediately criticizing the previous owner, only to realize that this seems to be a design flaw in these clips, and a lot of Porsche owners have used zip ties to hold the shift cables in place. When in Rome, I guess. I don't have any footage of me taking off these axles, but it's a pretty straightforward process. And then you'll get to this clutch slave cylinder. Marshall's using his big O hands to get up in there.
The engine's ready to come down, so we're gonna loosen up the support, the subframe. So like I said earlier, I'm using this ATV motorcycle lift for the engine, and then this red little R2D2 down here is gonna hold the transmission in place. So we're gonna get it all lined up, raise this up a little bit, and lower the car a little bit, and meet in the middle, and start disconnecting stuff.
Got it?
I can feel your fingers. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Don't try to hold my hand now.
All right. Good, clear?
Yep. Okay.
Good?
Yep.
Emily, wanna pump me up? Right there, stop. Good. It's like it was meant to be, man.
Yeah, that was a good measurement.
There you go. No! Is that? No, you were wrong, man.
It's a 19?
It's a 19.
Dang it. I'm normally pretty good at that.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do this nice and slow.
Here we're disconnecting the transmission support braces. I'm not entirely sure where this fell in the process of taking the engine out, so I peppered it in here. Just remember that once you disconnect the braces, that you need to have something underneath the transmission to support its weight. You don't want the engine block holding the weight of the transmission.
So I didn't take it all the way out. It's
Couple threads.
yeah.
I've still got a little ways to go.
Go ahead. Oh, saw that.
I'm out.
You're out. Okay. That's a little scary. You see it coming down on you.
Just,
All right.
hundreds of pounds of engine, that's all.
So, Marshall, do you want transmission duty or you want engine duty?
You said
Your car, you're on the transmission duty.
Okay.
You
On
said
the transmission.
duty.
You said duty. We're gonna. Okay, so you're gonna go. We're gonna rock it down.
Yep.
Okay. Go you first. Okay. Whoop. Mommy.
If you die, it's your car.
Uh-huh.
I don't want this car.
Okay.
Yogi!
Once
ahead.
it's sorted, maybe, but I wouldn't trade this for him.
A little more. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nice and slow.
It's like there's this catch point you've got to...
Okay, so I'm not holding it at all. Let me get back up. Now, see, I'm barely holding this thing. All right, go ahead.
Coming down.
Okay. Now, that's the wrong way.
Yep, we're going up.
There we go. Okay.
Hopefully you can see that we're using a rocking motion, because since the lift itself is hydraulic and my little R2D2 is mechanical, we have to use that type of technique to get it to come down relatively straight. This is about when you should be removing your power steering hoses before you lower the engine completely.
Stop, stop. Like it's no support on this side at all. I mean, we are off the motor mount completely.
Yeah.
So
Whatever's holding it, it's got to be transmission or... Oh, I see it. Go ahead and come up. Oh, dog it.
What happened?
Keep going, keep going. I'll tell you when to stop.
Is it something stupid?
Yeah, it's the sway bar bolts.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, go ahead and come up. Shoot.
Is it the ones that we
Yep.
put back in?
Yep, it's resting on it real good. And I think we're going to have to... Can you get yours out?
Yeah.
Not my top one, though.
Oh, then I'll put it back up. No.
I can't get the top one out.
All right. We thought we were
I think if we can get the jack right here. This is where putting your bolts back where they came from will bite you in the butt. Thankfully, my floor jack came to the rescue. Okay, go ahead and lower yours back down. Nice and straight. It's got to be straight now. Keep going. There it goes. Okay.
Yeah, now there it is.
All right. Now I can lower the transmission.
Okay.
Check my transmission. Transmission's clear.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Coming down.
Okay, hold. There we go. Rocking back and forth, nice and slow.
Oop, not me.
Other way, you can go up.
Duh. What am I doing?
I can feel it pushing the engine towards me. That's all right. Go ahead. It's on the. It'll roll. Okay, stop. I'm stuck on something on this side. Hold on.
The transmission's not resting on that little lift anymore.
Now it is. Okay. Forward. Push it forward with me.
Yeah.
There. Now as you come up, it won't rub anything.
Okay.
All right, we're back on the safety stops. That's as high as I can go. So we can lower it more. All right, we're down.
That's just the motor mount. It's rubbing on. Check your motor mount over there. And that's fine.
Oh, it's the filler hose. for
Oh,
the
okay.
oil.
What is that?
It's the plastic rubbing on the metal.
Okay.
Filler seal.
Okay.
All right, we're getting clear.
I think. Ooh, this engine's lopsided. Okay, stop. All right, that's as low as I can go. But I think we're gonna clear, right? Yeah, it'll hold. I wanna. You guys got it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's fighting us.
Yeah.
We're testing the strength of the hoses. That's all.
Well, we test the strength of the brackets and they lost.
Well, my floor would be toast after this.
Yeah.
All right, so Michael, Yogi, I'm looking at all this yellow stuff. Did you
didn't do it.
did you have a little accident?
TT.
Where are you? There.
Pepper TT.
Pepper TT?
Yeah.
There you are.
We're so close, man. Stupid coolant hose. I'm pretty sure it'll move now.
Anything?
Yeah. All right, get it out of there.
All right.
Please don't slip.
Yeah, please be very careful.
That
Oh, much easier, dude.
Let me pull by the.
It's not a very big threaded bolt that holds that, so it would watch falling in your ass. I don't think this is gonna fit.
That exhaust is redonkulous.
I figured it'd be best if I put my toolbox back in and everything else before I put the engine in its final resting place, which would eventually block everything.
There you go.
Wait for it. Okay.
Oh, this is awesome.
As I crush your sign.
Dun 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 dun.
Holy moly.
Right here, man. Woo! All right, well, that was fun, man. Thanks for your help. I really appreciate it.
This thing is massive.
You know, it took us about 5.5 hours, counting lunch break. And if we didn't have to set up our cameras, it probably would have been 4 hours. So not a big deal. And looking at this engine, it looks really wide, but it's primarily because of the exhausts, the mufflers themselves.
Yeah, they're huge.
But a lot of work. In fact, we were commenting in the video. You saw a lot of issues with the fuel line and some leakage going on. I think it's power steering. I hope it's power steering because that's an easy fix. If it's something else, I'll have to worry about that. But great time with some friends. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out Garage Time TV on YouTube as well. Like and subscribe over there. And we'll see you next time on Yogi's Garage.
Give it a microphone, I make the microphone dead. Don't step to me, newbie, I could truly be moody. I could have played the French in the movies. I've been a part-time shadow cat, part-time. That is not a guy that I would ever want to try to battle rap. Snap.